Hey guys, Kicking It With the Cruzer here at the race shop here at Brownsburg, Indiana. Just wanted to kind of go over some things we did the last couple weeks here leading up to the Arizona Nationals out there in Phoenix. On Wednesday, we started out, that's where we're starting on Wednesday, right? On Wednesday, we started out at a really cool request by the Snap-on folks to go down and visit what's called the Swope Group. I didn't really know what the Swope Group was. It turned out to be a large dealership enterprise down in Louisville, Kentucky, where Mr. Dick Swope owns like every dealership you could possibly imagine: Ford, Toyota, Chevy, Kia. Turn the radio down. And it was really cool. Cadillac. It was really cool to go down there on behalf of Challenger Lifts, which is Snap-on's part of. They invited us just to be a guest speaker. They had an awards function down there for their top mechanics, their master mechanics. So it was cool to go down there and kick it with those guys. And I spoke about my career, where I got started, and just some of the different things, and shook hands and took care of some really neat folks down there. So we did that on Tuesday. Then we flew out on Thursday. Actually, that was Wednesday. Thursday we flew out to the track. Went down there and actually I got to click up here a little bit. Get back on track. So, by the way, I want to say thank you to Mr. Dick Swope and John Hill for inviting us down there. Caleb and I went down there, and it was really cool. Grill and Chill on Thursday was really cool with Randy Kirk, down there at an exterminating facility of all places. But it was really cool to go down there and eat some hot dogs and just kick it with some of the fans that were around there, some of the mechanics down there for Snap-on. And then on race day, we actually had, I want to mention this, a great honorary crew member, Jared Hawley, who's in a wheelchair, confined to a wheelchair. Great fan. He and his dad travel all over the place. They were our guest honorary crew person down there, wiping the car down. This is really cool to have him on board with us. Also, Vance, franchisee, had his name on the car. He was the honorary. He was the co-driver that weekend for us, and I would pronounce his last name, but it's like a mile long, so I'm not even. But Vance, you know who you are. Appreciate your involvement with us, and sorry we couldn't have a better event for you to have your every time we do these cars, we win a race. The next guy wants to hold the Wally, so it'd be nice to win them all, but it's not possible. We try though. Qualifying was I just want to gloss over Phoenix. I'm a lot frustrated with it, because the good news is the Snap-on car was absolutely flying. The early numbers, the 330, the 60-foot, everything was just setting up to make some really good runs. In fact, I think we could have really challenged John Force for that 399 #1 qualifying spot. Unfortunately, we were still on our path of trying a different clutch management system, and we took it out of the car. Let me just put it that way. It didn't work out. We struggled all weekend. The main struggle was we couldn't quite get the fuel curve to match the clutch curve, which was, they weren't talking to each other. So on paper it looked good, it just doesn't work. We don't really have the time to make it work. It could work, but we're not going there. We have a great setup to fall back on. You know, we've won so many races with the old setup, and been in the 3-second range twice. So we'll go to Gainesville, and I think we can get back there and dominate. I really do. I really think we have a great car. The motor program's better than it was last year, so looking forward to that. Race day, what can you say on Sunday? I'll just cap it off by saying we got our putts handed to us by see, I even forgot the guy's name, Robert Height, and we both smoked the tires, but our clutch wasn't working right. So onward and upward. Check us out in Gainesville. We'll have a heck of a car in Gainesville, I guarantee you that. Activities in the off time here. We've got a couple weeks before Gainesville, so I'm going to do a really cool thing. Me and actually the whole crew, guys. Thanks to Caleb, my right-hand man, who set it up. We're going to go to the Supercross, where one of my ex-crew guys, Coy Gibbs, is an owner, a bike owner, Joe Gibbs Racing, and we're invited out there on behalf of the Toyota Group to get out there and shake hands and check it out. I haven't been to a Supercross in years, so we're looking forward to that. Coy Gibbs and Joe Gibbs are a Yamaha Toyota team, so looking forward to kicking it with those guys down there. And also, last but not least, I want to wrap this up. I felt like I went a little too long last time, so I want to make this short and sweet. I think I'm already going on, 4 minutes or so? Getting close. Anyway, Twitter, Facebook, fan questions here. Number one, this is from Jeffrey. Are you the only funny car pilot to run dual wheelie bars? Very good question. And the answer is no. I believe there's two, maybe three. I know Wilkerson copied. That made one like ours, similar to ours. And I believe that Tommy D and the Alexis. By the way, congratulations to Alexis DeJoria for winning the race. Very well deserved and ran hard. I believe both Coletta cars have the dual wheelie bar, but they're not mounted exactly where ours are mounted. Ours are mounted in a way that I think benefits our car, but there are others out there. Great question, Jeffrey. The second one is from Jerry. What is your favorite track? God, there's just so many. I would say Bristol is right up there near the top. The racetrack here in Indianapolis at Lucas Oil Raceway is one of my favorites. God, Charlotte's starting to knock on the door. It's a pretty cool track down there with the four wide and just a really smooth, fast racetrack. And number three question is from Jeff. What is your number one greatest racing related memory? Greatest racing related memory. God, it's just, you know, I would say winning that second championship pretty much tops them all. That was really, to do it with as my, a different owner. My first championship was just so quick. It happened my rookie year. So my second championship was a long, hard fought event, and that was pretty cool, pretty special to do it on our own with the Advanced Auto Parts car. But a lot of good memories from both my championships, McDonald's team and the Advanced Auto Parts team. Love to win one for Snap-on. That'd be a great my three major sponsors, to deliver them championships is really hard to do, and we're on our way. So we'll see. Four out of five questions. What do you think? This is from Chris. What do you think it would take to go back to quarter-mile racing? Is it even worth it? Ooh, that's a loaded question. I'm one of the very few owners. In fact, I don't know. That's kind of a loaded question because a lot of things need to happen. First of all, I'm a traditionalist. Of course, I'd love to see quarter-mile racing again. But a lot of things have to happen before we even think about that, like slow the cars down, address the shutdown areas. Some tracks have ample shutdown, some don't. Pomona's downhill and short and bouncy, which doesn't lend itself to stopping these cars. But that's one of those things, Chris. Very good question, by the way. I think we can't get the horse ahead of the wagon, or the wagon ahead of the horse, however that goes. But I think it's something to look at down the road. I think it's going to come back someday. The fifth question and last question is by Jared. What are your plans when you retire? I always get this one here. Do you want to still be owner or crew chief? Yeah, I'd love to be involved with the sport. As much as I've learned through the years, this is my 22nd year, I believe, 22nd, 23rd. I'm losing count here, but learned a lot, and I think I'm really good at running the team and tuning the car and putting people together, and that's what it's all about. That's the essence of a team, is assembling it and having a good structure, good organization, and I think we have that here. So, yeah, the day would I'm not ready to retire anytime soon. But when I do, I'd love to put a young driver in the car and win championships. I look at Don Perdome and Katie Bernstein, two legends, and they both had many years in racing after their careers of driving ended. So anyway, thanks for the questions, guys. I hope you like this. Appreciate you kicking it with the Cruzer. We'll see you in Gainesville, guys.